As a jazz vocalist, when you go walk on the bandstand, you have to kind of be prepared for anything, and you have to be able to respond. It's almost like the best conversation and the deepest conversation that you'll ever have. And when the improvisation gets going really good, that's when the conversation's deep. I would describe my music as classically trained, jazz-influenced, and soul-inspired. When I think of jazz and the history of jazz, particularly I think as an African-American performer, we have to look at the way that music and rhythm was used in the African culture, experiencing the diaspora, where we were, sent to different countries. If you look at even, I think, here in America, let's go to something like the songs that the slaves sang in the fields. They weren't singing to instruments.
Oh, in them long, hot summer days, like California.
Moving from that into the blues, again, simple songs that expressed very specific emotions, whether it was something really humorous or something really sad. You had your minimal accompaniment, whether it was a harmonica, a guitar.
I'm wondering where my baby.
Moving forward into music that was getting more complex and a little more structured in terms of music theory. I would say that the general public would most quickly identify jazz by hearing a trio or a quartet. A piano, bass, drums, maybe saxophone. When you have a good band that actually gets along on and off the bandstand, when that improvisational stuff starts happening, that's when the real emotions and the humor and all of that's coming out. That I'd say that the improvisational moments of a jazz performance, that's where you get the good stuff. That's where you get your tea. I come from a musical family. My grandpa was a huge fan of country western music. He was born in the mountains of West Virginia, so I grew up listening to a lot of country western guitar. He also played the banjo and the steel guitar a little bit. My dad played jazz piano. My mom was a singer. So there was a lot of music in general on both sides of the family. My dad's family was very involved in the church, so I heard a lot of gospel music. So I guess, I grew up in a home where creative expression was going to be supported, and it was supported. As far as how I became a singer, I guess moving along to that part, I was not a good singer in grammar school. At least I didn't think I was. I was never given the solos. By the time I was in junior high, I decided that I wanted to audition for the school musical, which was Fiddler on the Roof. And when I began singing, I guess at that age, my voice had changed and I could sing. I loved singing. My teacher at that time, the choir teacher, started hiring me to sing at local weddings at his church. And so those were my first professional experiences. Standards are tunes that, are just immediately identified with the genre of jazz. Most typically, as jazz singers, we pull from a conceptual songbook called the Great American Songbook. And these are tunes that were very well written and whose appeal, musically, intellectually, and emotionally has withstood the test of time.
Oh, what do I feel like singing? I think I want to start off with Green Dolphin Street. Lover,
I like being able to take someone else's story, someone else's words, someone else's music, things that have been done and rehashed and reworked, you know, a million different times. I like being able to take that and come up with this special thing for this moment right now. Scatting is a really cool way for singers to pretend like we're instrumentalists. It's a way of using syllables, not full words, to imitate the sounds of particular instruments. And it's our way of improvising. When you're in a position like mine, you get to share that with people, you know, through your music. You don't even have to like my style of music, but because I'm a jazz musician, I guarantee you that you're going to feel something. And I guarantee you that whatever it is that you feel is going to make you feel a little happier at that moment than you did when you walked through the door.